You ever look at a psycho with a buzz axe and think, yeah, that's home? Welcome back to the Borderlands, where loot rains like confetti, dialogue punches like claptrap on espresso, and chaos isn't just part of the design. It is the design, and now, after years of silence and speculation, Borderlands 4 has finally been revealed. It's not just a game, it's a declaration. A signal that the looter-shooter genre isn't done evolving, and that Gearbox is ready to reclaim its throne. Let's not just talk surface level, let's go deeper, compare it with the chaotic brilliance of its predecessors, and break down what actually matters in this sequel. We're not just talking about gameplay, we're talking about evolution. This isn't just another looter-shooter. It's Borderlands with a vengeance, supercharged with narrative depth, mechanical innovations, and that signature flair we've come to expect. Borderlands 1 gave us the blueprint, cel-shaded madness, for Vault Hunters, a desert world, and a surprise ending that literally trolled us. It was strange, experimental, and unforgettable. It didn't need deep narrative, it had style. It was a bold new take in a sea of generic shooters. Borderlands 2, that was lightning in a bottle. Handsome Jack, the golden age of co-op. Memes, emotional gut punches, and guns that screamed, literal screaming. Alta hit a tone so specific it became iconic, hilarious, haunting, and heartfelt. It wasn't just fun, it resonated. The stakes felt real, and for the first time, Borderlands felt like it had something to say beyond bullets and punchlines. Borderlands 3 was bigger, louder. Some loved it, others felt it strayed too far from the franchise's gritty roots. It doubled down on spectacle, offered interstellar vault hopping, and gave us polished gunplay, but also felt bloated at times, with writing that leaned more into slapstick than smart satire. Some fans long for the darker narrative beats of Borderlands 2, where emotional depth and compelling villains met explosive fun. Borderlands 3 gave us more loot, more laughs, and more planets, but not always more heart. Still, it laid the groundwork for what comes next, a sequel that could fuse classic tone with next-gen tech and storytelling ambition. It was the necessary chaos before the calm, the messy middle act that now sets the stage for Borderlands 4 to truly shine. Borderlands 4 looks like it's bringing it all together. A hybrid of the best ideas from the past 3 games, refined, reframed, and ready to explode. And more importantly, it seems to be adding something the series has only flirted with: emotional stakes, philosophical undertones, and mature themes masked under its manic aesthetic. This evolution in tone aligns directly with its revamped gameplay systems, deeper customization, more immersive environments, and a narrative structure that dares to challenge how we think about identity, memory, and consequence in a shooter. Borderlands is no longer just about surviving the madness. It's about understanding it, and maybe even confronting what it means to be a Vault Hunter in a world that's constantly rewriting itself. We're not on Pandora anymore, kids. Chiros is dark, fractured, ruled by a timekeeper who implants cybernetic bolts in people's skulls to control time and memory. Yeah, that's twisted and I love it. It's the kind of villainy that invites deep lore exploration, not just control, but manipulation of personal identity, history, and destiny. Imagine not knowing whether your memories are real, whether your heroism is yours or a fabrication. This planet isn't just a backdrop, it's a battleground of ideology. And when a moon crashes into its atmosphere, chaos erupts. Resistance, rebellion, and some very angry Vault Hunters. The world is alive with conflict, dripping with mystery. Environmental storytelling is everywhere. Shattered cities, corrupted tech, and fragments of memory that play like ghost echoes. Chiros feels like a character, broken, dangerous, and full of secrets. The new tone feels more serious. It's still Borderlands, but there's an edge here that reminds me of BL2's best moments. Think less meme spam, more meaningful madness. It feels like satire with something to say, not just a laugh, but a lesson. Gearbox seems to be asking big questions. What makes a hero? What makes a memory? What happens when your mind is no longer your own? Vex, the siren with summoned familiars and elemental phase energy. She's not just slinging spells, she's building a battlefield around her. She taps into spectral forces, her powers evolving in real time based on elemental alignment. Imagine summoning a lightning cat while raining fire orbs across the field. Her abilities feel like a natural evolution of the siren lineage, a lineage that has grown from elemental manipulation and phasing to now commanding otherworldly entities. In past games, sirens were often isolated in their powers, but Vex appears to channel collective energy, blurring the line between caster and summoner. Her connection to the spirit realm might hint at deeper siren lore, maybe even link back to Lilith's fate, or open the door to discovering long-lost sirens whose powers transcended dimensions. Ruffa, an X-Dire soldier in an exosuit, slashing through enemies with arc knives. Grit, tech, and raw power if Zero and Iron Man had a baby. That's Ruffa. His suit adapts to different combat roles: assassin, tank, disruptor, giving the player true strategic versatility. His background as a former enforcer of the system, it's a redemption arc to his journey, and possibly an internal conflict between duty and defiance. We're getting for new Vault Hunters at launch, and with custom traits, branching skill trees, augments, and petting cats. Yes, that's a real mechanic. This is the deepest character build system Borderlands has ever had. Each hunter has unique traits that evolve with gear synergy, playstyle, and narrative choices, encouraging experimentation and replayability. This also paves the way for branching story experiences tied directly to how you develop your character. For instance, a player who builds Vex around shock damage and spectral summons might unlock unique dialogue with ancient siren ruins or receive visions that deepen her lore. Meanwhile, a Ruffa build centered on stealth could open exclusive infiltration missions, stealth-based rewards, or alternate boss confrontations shaped by his past ties to Tyre operations. Entire arcs shifting based on who you play and how you build them. Loot's always been the lifeblood of Borderlands, but now, it's evolving into something beautifully absurd. The chaos is more controlled, more intentional, more personalized. Licensed part system means guns can pull from multiple manufacturers. Think a Jacobs shotgun with Maliwan fire and Torg explosions. Frankenstein would be proud. These aren't just hybrids, they're experiments that reflect your personality and chaos level. Each weapon combination can dramatically alter how you approach encounters. Maybe you prioritize explosive chain reactions with splash damage for crowd control, or opt for precise elemental effects to target enemy weaknesses. The right blend of parts can turn a skirmish into a spectacle, or save your run in a chaotic boss fight. No two weapons will feel the same, and some combinations may unlock hidden synergies or even side effects, like elemental auras or unstable firepower. Enhancements replace artifacts and let us build around favorite brands. Boosting reload speed, crit damage, or elemental power becomes a deliberate strategy, not just RNG luck. It means that loyalty to a brand isn't just cosmetic, it becomes a build-defining choice. Legendaries matter again. Gearbox finally fixed the overdrop problem. Now, finding a legendary feels special, not like picking up a napkin at a buffet. They're back to being rare, revered, and truly game-changing. Plus, there are whispers of legendary tier mods, enhancements that change how action skills work, or even how bosses behave when equipped. Ordnance slots introduce dedicated rocket launchers and grenades on cooldown. No more saving the boom for boss fights, go nuts! Now every encounter can be explosive in more ways than one. And yes, some ordnance effects scale with skill trees, meaning your explosions can also heal, cloak, or trigger weather events. You can dash, double jump, glide, and grapple. Combat isn't just walk and shoot anymore, it's sprint, slam, vanish, and blow up the sky. These traversal tools create cinematic moments mid-fight, from rooftop snipes to mid-air melee finishers. Expect entire boss battles to be built around verticality and terrain manipulation. Co-op is smarter now with full crossplay, independent difficulty per player, personalized loot, two-player split-screen returns, and better matchmaking and fast travel systems. Borderlands 4 wants to bring people together, no matter how or where they play. And with the introduction of mission syncing, even players on different progress paths can join and contribute without breaking narrative flow. Endgame looks strong. They teased boss and mission replays, vault dungeons, and Moxie's encore machine. Sounds like we're finally getting a real endgame loop. The kind of system that rewards mastery and invites creative chaos. But they've also hinted at randomized challenge towers, roguelike runs with permadeath modifiers, and rare rewards. Could we finally be getting Borderlands' take on Hades or Returnal? Here's where it gets wild. The Timekeeper isn't just a dictator. He manipulates time and memory. That's a major theme. What if your own actions get rewritten later? What if returning to a familiar area meant reliving events you don't remember, or watching allies fail to recognize you? The potential gameplay impact is massive. Quests could shift in real time, characters might betray or trust you based on false timelines, and entire arcs may play out differently depending on which memories take hold. This mechanic could reshape everything from loyalty missions to the final outcome. Alice's moon crash could tie to Lilith's sacrifice in BL3. Could she still be alive? Maybe fragmented across dimensions? Maybe trapped in vault space? Fans will be dissecting this for years. What if Lilith is part of Chiros itself, her consciousness woven into the planet's code? Watching, guiding, warning. Crystals, test tubes, mutated creatures, the Order experiments sound like they're building some cosmic horror subplot. Think Borderlands meets Dead Space, with a touch of existential dread. These abominations might not just be set dressing. They could serve as procedurally generated mini-bosses or outbreak events across the map. Imagine missions where you're forced into contaminated zones with mutated enemies that evolve mid-combat, or quarantine objectives that must be completed before the infection spreads to nearby regions. There's something ancient under Chiros. Something that the Timekeeper is trying to control or contain. Maybe the vault this time isn't a prize, it's a prison. My prediction, the vault in this game doesn't just hold power, it holds truth. The truth about Lilith, the vaults, maybe even the origin of the sirens. A truth so raw it threatens the Timekeeper's control over memory and time itself. A truth that redefines what Borderlands is, and what it could become. Borderlands 4 isn't just a sequel. It's a thoughtful reconstruction of what the franchise has always embraced: chaos, charm, and creativity, now filtered through a sharper, more mature lens. It also marks a reinvention of gameplay at its core: deeper character builds, more intelligent loot systems, and a reactive world that reflects your choices. This isn't just a return to form. It's a clear signal of growth, storytelling that's more focused, gameplay that's more refined, and a vision that respects the past while boldly redefining the future. This is Borderlands as you've never seen it, where fractured memories and explosive possibilities collide. This is the mayhem you remember, but reborn in a world that remembers you differently each time. If you've ever wanted to feel like a badass gunslinging wizard on a planet ruled by a time tyrant, this is your game, this is your moment. Get ready, Vault Hunter. Chiros is calling, and so are the fractured echoes of your forgotten past. Now what do you think of Borderlands 4 so far? Are you hyped about the new loot system? The co-op upgrades, the mystery of Lilith? Drop a comment and let us know how you plan to conquer Chiros. Are you ready to rewrite your memories, reshape your fate, and outgun time itself? Hit that subscribe button and gear up, because when June's gameplay showcase drops, the line between destiny and disaster might just get obliterated. The future isn't written in stone anymore. It's written in bullets, bolts, and memory.